Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com doing another 8-4 Avacyn Restored draft. Our rare is Reforge the Soul, which is not going to be our first pick. So we've also got Vanishment, which is an awesome card. Definitely worthy of first picking. What else do we have? Griff Vanguard, awesome value card. I would pick Vanishment over that just because removal is hard to come by. At least good removal is hard to come by in this set, especially instant speed removal. This really can destroy people's soul bond plans pretty effectively, so I like that. I mean, there's plenty of other good cards in here too. The Driver is good. Soul Cage Fiend is good. What's Vigilante Justice again? Actually, yeah, this is a cool card for the red-white human plan. Lightning Mauler is definitely good. I think I'm just going to go with the Vanishment, though. Love this card. Super awesome, strong miracle card, so I'm going to take Vanishment. Instant Speed is really what puts it over the edge for me, I think. Alright, well, let's look at our follow-up picks here. We've got Archangel, which is certainly legitimate 7-drop. We also have Master Components, which is a good, definitely a good card. On color as well. I don't think I like it as much as, say, the Righteous Blow or the Archangel. Fleeting Distraction's okay, but just I'd rather pick Righteous Blow. And you wouldn't really, I mean, even if I picked Righteous Blow, I wouldn't feel bad if I didn't go into white and like missed out on Fleeting Distraction. Or a Mass for that reason too. So I'm kind of leaning towards the Righteous Blow only because 5, 6, 7, 8 drops are like kind of easy to come by in this set. So getting good removal is just so key if you really want to keep up with people's bombs. So, and I think actually blue-white is a good strategy in this format as well. You get some awesome options like the best common in the set. So we're definitely taking Seraph of Dawn, which is the best. I think the best common creature you can come by. Maybe even the best common. I don't know. I should do a full set review and get back to you on that. But definitely taking the Seraph here. Hoping to wheel. I don't know. I suppose it's possible. Good chance that we wheel the Curse Break, which is a fine sideboard card, and I guess it's not super likely that we're going to wheel this Voice, but I don't know. It's possible. So I guess we'll go with the Sweet Seraph of Dawn, which is an awesome card. Okay. Now we have Alchemist's Apprentice, which is a cheap card, but we also have this 4th pick Deathwind is a little bit surprising, actually. I think I'm going to go with the Deathwind just for splashing purposes. This card's awesome. And I was just going to snap up the Moonlight Geist, but this card's pretty easily splashable, even though there's not a lot of fixing elements in this set. There's the 3-mana artifact that fixes you on a color, and there's Borderland Ranger and like Abundant Growth that fix you in green, but I could still get into green. That's possible. Maybe not play the Vanishment. I mean, we don't know yet. For now, I just want to get some really good tools at my disposal, and the blue-white that I'm missing out on, like missing out on Moonlight Geist is not going to be, game-breaking, but getting a Deathwind is just awesome. So this card's so strong. Okay, so we've got the Devout Chaplain. We've got a Undead Executioner. This card's actually really good, actually. This card's really good. Thraben Valiant, nice little cheap creature. I'm definitely going to be white, because I really want to play the Seraph of Dawn, and we already have the Righteous Blow. So now it's just sort of a toss-up between these two. Possibly one or the other, and just splash whatever one I don't play. But, so I'm kind of feeling the Thraben Valiant just for a nice little 2-drop creature that gets real good with some of the auras, too. The Vigilance is really nasty when you pick up some, like, Call to Serves, which are very playable in this format, in my opinion. One of the few formats where auras are highly playable because of lack of instant speed removal. Okay, we'll go with Thraben Valiant. I mean, Devout Chaplain's cool and has abilities, but I think I'd rather just have a 2-drop that does some pressure early. I like that more. Stern Mentor is a pretty ridiculous card. So I just lost to this card, and in my last draft, and it is super powerful. And actually, all I'm missing out on in here is like a Cathedral Sanctifier, which is good, but at the chance of picking up more Stern Mentors and just taking games over with that and good removal, I think I'm going to go with the Stern Mentor on this one. More likely I see more Cathedral Sanctifiers. Okay, so Nightshade Peddler is a good green card, but we are not in green. But still, this card is good, legit. Bladed Bracer, I mean, I've already got a couple humans. And Vigilance is good with Stern Mentor's ability. Kind of feeling, I guess at this point I can probably pick up the Devout Chaplain. Take care of some pesky artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Alright, we'll get a Devout Chaplain now. Okay, so we've got some green cards. We've got this Undead Executioner. What's that Wit do? No, that's not really playable. Oh, let's see. This is a rare, but not super playable. It's instant or sorcery. Okay. I guess we'll go with the Undead Executioner. It's the best card remaining in the pack, and is actually just a good card in general, so kind of is an indication that black might be a little bit open. I guess this one's on color, so for signaling purposes we should probably pick it. I suppose it's okay too. There might be some applications that I haven't thought of yet with it. Here, don't really need Arcane Melee, so I think I'm going to go with the Terrifying Presence, which is a legitimate trick in my mind. I think Terrifying Presence, not on color for me, but I don't want my opponents having that. I think it's pretty good. Okay, so we have Unhallowed Pact, Curse Break, what's Power Passage? Creatures flying can't block creatures you control. Alright, that's kind of good. We're going to take the Curse Break, get some sideboard tools going for us here. I suppose it's more likely I'd lose to Uncanny Speed than Rush of Blood or Angel's Mercy, so guess I'll take that. And none of these are good, so I guess I'll just take this Banner Raised. And Leap of Faith is actually a playable trick, so that's kind of cool. Not a phenomenal trick by any means, but one where you can get some super value out of it if you're lucky. If you're in the right position. What does Dreadslaver do? Whenever a creature dealt damage by it dies, return to the battlefield under your control, and it's a zombie. That's pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to first pick that. What would I prefer, though? Tandem Lookout, really good, especially if I can pick up some Wingcrafters or just more cheap creatures in general. Call to Serve is going to be good, but I don't think I'm going to be picking it here. I mean, Human Frailty, I can go a little deeper black, and Thraben Valiant's good. My blue is looking a little bit more appealing than my black right now. I mean, even if we hide this, let's hide this Scab for now, because it's not super likely I'd like to play that. Just based on Stern Mentor versus Invanishment versus Undead Executioner and Deathwind, just based on the power level of Stern Mentor and how easy it is to lose against that card, I think I'm more inclined to go the heavier blue route. I mean, Favorable Winds is sweet too, because I'm in the color that has angels and stuff. But I think I'm going to prefer this Tandem Lookout. I mean, the potential value that you get off of Tandem Lookout is insane, especially with stuff like Wingcrafter, you know, on color. Let's see here. We've got the Apprentice, who's fine. We've got this Taskmaster, which is actually really good. Angelic Armaments, which is really good. And I think maybe the pick. It's a little bit clunky, I suppose. But we're not necessarily all in on have to kill them with Stern Mentor. Stern Mentor is just like a possible plan that we can do. But if I wasn't to do it and I wanted to do the best pick in this pack, I guess it's really a toss up between Taskmaster is probably the strongest, but Armaments is just really strong. I know it's clunky, but especially when you have a lot of removal, so you can get to the point where you can equip it and stuff. I just really like this card a lot. I find myself playing it when the opportunity presents itself. I mean, pick up some cheap creatures and they all turn into deadly creatures, so I think I'm going to pick up the Armaments here. And what do we follow it up with? We've got Dreadwaters if I was going to go more mill, but I don't really like this card. I think it's too slow, too clunky. This one's a little too hard to play. I could pick up the Homicidal Seclusion, which is actually pretty legit in this deck. I mean, we're low creature count right now, and there's still a chance I'm doing the black instead of the blue. It's not yet decided. And there's actually not a really good. I mean, I guess Zellstrike is fine for this deck, but I'd rather have. I guess based on my low creature count, I guess I'd rather just have the Homicidal Seclusion. So I'm gonna pick that up. Still kind of just topsy-turvy in between my two off colors here. Bloodflow Connoisseur is pretty awesome. I really like how anti-removal for your other creatures this card is. Just turns your opponent's removal into a +1/+1 counter for this, kind of. Or forces them to kill the Connoisseur, which is fine as well. So another Valiant might be the pick here. I mean, Holy Justicar is an uncommon, and it does actually lock down creatures. Finding cheap creatures is always a dilemma, especially when you have Tandem Lookout. You really want to make sure that you can just 2 into Tandem, 2-drop into 3-drop, draw a card. Always good. Necrobite is also a legitimate trick. I think I'm going to go for my main color here, though, and I actually am going to go with the Holy Justicar. I know it's a horrible 4-mana 2/1, but its ability is actually kind of relevant in this format. I suppose we can take the Cloud Shift here. Do I even have comes into play effects? I mean, I can reset Soul Bonds with it. Is there anything else I can really do with it? Not a ton else, I suppose, but there's always a chance that there's some more relevant stuff for it later. Necrobite is also an option. Go even deeper black, but I don't know. I mean, Ghoulflesh as well. Also removal. I still would really like to play my white, though. Blue is looking like it's less and less likely here. Possibly Splash for the Vanishment. Possibly. Let's go with the Cloud Shift on this one. Still some applications potentially useful for that. Ooh, well, now we get a second Stern Mentor. Now I'm feeling a little bit more inclined to go into that. I mean, if you can get these online, man, these things are nasty. Real nasty. As you saw in my last draft video, these things can just pick people apart. I don't have any Angelic Walls, though, which is really nice protection to have if I was going to do this deck. I think I still am going to go for it now that I see the second Stern Mentor. That's probably enough justification for me. I don't have a ton of like huge power beaters anyway, and actually Homicidal Seclusion, that's still like an option. I don't know, I'm not missing out on much. I guess I'm missing out on a Bloodflow Connoisseur, but I think the potential of playing multiple Stern Mentors and getting huge value out of that kind of trumps other plans. Don't need a second armament. Let's see. Soul Cage Fiend's fine. I think we just are probably just going to pick up another Undead Executioner here. Nothing really in our main color. And actually we're getting pretty well mixed here now, so I really need to start solidifying what exactly I am. But I can only do it based on what is passed to me, so now we're just getting some red. This card's probably playable. Not great. Would prefer not to play Hunted Ghoul, although it is a 1-drop creature that you can hook up with your Stern Mentor in a pinch. Not a ton else really playable for us. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm just gonna. I'm hoping that I don't have to play Hunted Ghoul, so I'm gonna hate the Mad Prophet, which I believe is just the strongest pick in that pack. Card is really good. Call to Serve actually gives you a good blocker too, so I think it's the pick here. Searchlight Geist is pretty good too. And we are just, well, we wield this too. And this card is really good. I might just go for the Sweet Black Rare here. I mean, worst case, what, splash for Stern Mentor? You know, that's not actually that out of line. Believe it or not, splashing for Stern Mentor would not be that out of line. Especially if I was to pick up some element of fixing the 3 mana artifact. I don't think it's that bad, splashing for Stern Mentor, considering how easily this card can take a game over on like a stalled board. Here, I'm going to go with the Renegade Demon. I think I like it. I mean, this is good, but I like the Renegade Demon. This guy's a pretty efficient beater for black. Dreadwaters, I mean, it is a mill card, but yeah, I mean, I suppose I'll take it. I'm not going to need a second Mental Agony. I did take the first one, right? Maybe I didn't. But either way, I don't think I'm going to play Mental Agony. Maybe I will. I mean, in this set, people are playing a lot of heavy, mana cost stuff, so maybe that card's more playable than I'm giving it credit for. But let's take the Necrobite here. And follow it up with another Necrobite. Okay. So, we're a weird little mix of colors right now. I mean, it looks like we're probably just going to end up being black-white and splash for Stern Mentor if necessary. Otherwise, I mean, if we open some sick, this is not count as sick, and this is sick but off color, unfortunately. I would love to just windmill slam this card right now. It's so good. But, Driver is very good. A second Homicidal Seclusion actually seems a little bit unnecessary. Let's see. I really like Driver a lot. What can it bring back at the moment? Just Raven Valiant, is that right? God. We need some more cheap stuff. That is for sure. Got plenty of 4-drops already, but we're not 100% playing the Stern Mentors yet. Could pick up the Spectral Gate Guard, but that's also expensive. It's good. Pretty good. Actually, it's really good with Stern Mentor. I like that a lot. Get the body that blocks and the vigilance on top of that. It's pretty good. I like this Driver a lot, though. But then I'm just sort of hoping that I pick up some more 1- and 2-drop creatures. Well, hopefully I can get some more opportunities to get like Sanctifier or something like that. I mean, Ghoul Flesh is acceptable, but I think I'll go with the Driver of the Dead. I like the value you get on that. And there's stuff I can cut for. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm not playing Dreadwater. Alright, Herald of War is pretty clearly the pick. Wow, actually another Seraph too. Wow. I was going to say pretty clearly the pick, but now that I look at it, I think I might actually like the Seraph more since it's cheaper, gains its life, is a good defensive body. This gets bigger every time it attacks, though. And makes, humans and angels cheaper. It's pretty legitimate. I'm not going to deny that. I really, really like this Herald of War, but I think Seraph of Dawn is so good. I guess this guy threatens to put games away after like 3 turns, whereas this one just is a board stall. And we're not necessarily doing the Stern Mentor. So if I drop this, I can pretty much just take a game over with it. That's pretty good justification. I mean, you have to think of it as it attacks at 4/4. So I guess with that reasoning, I should really take it, I think. I mean, Emancipation Angel is sick too, but I'd rather have the Herald of War, who just constantly gets bigger. Alright, we definitely need a cheap drop here, so I've got to pick up another Valiant. I think not much argument otherwise. Scrap Skin Drake is okay, but once again, I'm pretty sure we're just going to be splashing blue. If even that. I mean, we'll see how many playables I end up with at the end of this. But for now, Valiant is going to be our man. Going to need him. Alright, well, we pick up another Deathwind, which is pretty sweet. And definitely solidifies us into this whole black thing that we're doing. Oh, let's see. I like this guy a lot. I think we're going to take the Righteous Blow, though. Get more removal, which I like. Peel from Reality is also legit. Let's go with the Righteous Blow over the Evernight Shade. Evernight Shade is really good, though. But I think I'm going to want the removal more. Okay, this card's actually not bad. We already have a ton of expensive stuff. We are, I mean, especially if I cut this lookout, we're only looking at, 3 3 or less drop creatures. We're going to need some more, so I think I'm going to go with the Explorer here over the Duelist. I mean, Duelist is probably fine, but Explorer's ability is actually relevant, and I need more cheap creatures, so there's that. Defy Death is probably okay here, but almost would prefer to have the Renegade Demon over the Voice, just because this is more expensive. It is evasive, but I'd almost rather have Renegade Demon. And this actually kills Angelic Wall and stuff like that. Otherwise, another Dreadwater, but no, I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm just off the mill plan at this point. It's not guaranteed, but it's possible, or likely, I should say. Here, I'll pick up the Crypt Creeper, get another 2-drop. Want some cheap guys, especially ones we can do Driver of the Dead, get some value out of him. At this point, I'll take the Gloom Surgeon. I think he's not great, but he's playable. I mean, could end up milling or exiling my own library out, but gotta hope that doesn't happen. All right, Voice of the Provinces here, definitely. Do we even have any demons? Yeah, we've got the Renegade Demons. Either way, I don't really want to play Scroll of Gristlebrand. We're not looking that beat face either. We're looking kind of tricky and beat them through shenanigans. Let's hide these Stern Mentors. I think the blue strategy's out. I'm not really interested in any of these, but I guess I'll take the Vanguard Shield. Okay, so let's hide this Leap of Faith. Let's hide stuff that probably aren't going to end up playing. This one only rewards me when it controls no other creatures. I have enough creatures where I'm probably not going to need this. I guess Polluted Dead's not very good either. I guess I'll take the Aura. I could design this deck so I could get more value out of that. We'll definitely take the Unhallowed Pact here. Way to steal our opponent's sweet creatures. Alright, well, we ended up with a pretty decent deck, I would say. So let me build what I can out of this, and I will be back with you shortly. Okay, so this is what I've built thus far. We have a good removal suit. We've got double Deathwind, we've got double Righteous Blow, so we've got the nice instant speed removal going for us. A little unfortunate we didn't get to do our mill plan. I mean, you might argue it's possible because we have the double Stern Mentor. I mean, these cards are really, after getting picked apart by it, I really see how strong this card is, but I don't think that it's really necessary. Also, arguments against Gloom Surgeon are probably legit, but I kind of like the idea of having 4 2-drop creatures. And I don't know, he can... It's only combat damage too, so it's not like he can get nuked and they mill me out or something, and I just don't attack or block in when they have something that's got like 8 power on it. But I like the idea that I can get some early beats in, or even like early 2-for-1s defensively, or just hold their guy back or something. So, I don't know. I'll give him a try. I'm willing to try Gloom Surgeon out before I announce that he's the worst card in the game or something. Double Undead Executioner is very good. I love this card. Really happy that we have that. Renegade Demons are totally legitimate win cons, especially when you factor we've got the Angelic Armaments, as usual. God, how weird would that be? A Renegade Demon equipped with Angelic Armaments. That would be poor Angel, huh? Dreadslaver. I'd almost forgotten that we had this. This is sweet. This card's awesome. It steals their guys, or so it's like steal your guy, or you know, make it get in for 3. So either way, it's good. Let me read exactly. Let me make sure I'm reading this card right. When it's dealt damage, if it dies, returns the battlefield under your control. Creature's Black Zombie. So if they both die at the same time, I'm pretty sure the ability still triggers. So we've got that. We've got the Homicidal Seclusion. We actually have 16 creatures, which is quite a bit, but I have a feeling this card can still get the job done when necessary. How many humans do we have for this Devout Chaplain? We've got double Thraben Valiant. We have got the Explorer. We've got the Holy Justicar, and we've got... Is that it? It's not much. Not much. So maybe I want to cut the Chaplain for a Cloud Shift, perhaps. Little creature protection. Does that seem right, or does that seem wrong? With the amount of removal I have, I could also cut the Devout Chaplain for a Unhallowed Pact, which works well with Death Winds and Righteous Blows for stealing your opponent's stuff. But I mean, you do have to work to make this Unhallowed Pact, get good value. Predator's Gambit, I've definitely lost to this card before, so it's possible I could want that as well. Actually, this card's nasty on Thraben Valiant, but I'm guessing white's a pretty hotly played color, so giving white Intimidate maybe not as good, but it is pretty sick that you can do turn 3, swing for 4, Intimidate, Vigilance. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I probably don't need to main deck the Devout Chaplain. I've already got enough creatures, and it's probably not going to be necessary. Could also do another Necrobite, which I think is a fine trick. Would allow me to just keep beating in there, or, I don't know, save my guy. It's okay. It's not bad. Also Cloud Shift, which, I mean, it saves your guys. Necrobite, more mana, but can kill one of their guys too, which is pretty good. Which one am I feeling more? We're more black. I guess I'm a little more inclined to cut the Chaplain for a Necrobite or a Pact than a Cloud Shift. It's not a ton of stuff I'm like anxious to save. I mean, it also lets you do some combat tricks. There's not a ton of comes into play effects that I have on any of my creatures. It's pretty much just the Voice of the Provinces, and that one's definitely not an exciting one. I mean, it's good, but it's just not horribly exciting. I guess it also does make a human, technically, so that's another human for the Chaplain. Yeah, I think we'll just go with the Necrobite. Get 2 of those. I think this trick is pretty awesome, especially for this format. So, overall, this deck, yeah, it looks good. Angelic Armaments makes all of our little puny creatures look like big threats, and it's actually just awesome with Thraben Valiant. Turns it into like a little mini Sarah Angel, just sweet. Definitely got good removal. We've got cool 5-drop rares. Yeah, this deck's interesting. I think it could get there, basically because we have double Deathwind. I think that's a big part of it, but any way you look at it, I think this deck has enough power in it where it could easily get there. So wish me luck, and I will see you round 1.